Greetings. Peace and blessings to all. Hey, I promise my mood be switching, but just let me give honor to the ancestors known and unknown. Give gratitude to source. I got a message for y'all. Oh man, because I be running to get stuff out to really help or just share with those that, again, this message resonates to all beautiful soul, divine souls, those that are on their journey, like whatever religion, culture, whatever you are. This is going to help or do something to your spirit, or if it don't help you, you ain't gotta come here. Share it. You can do whatever, but it doesn't matter. Let me express to y'all, because I've been getting just so much clarity and downloads, and as I get these things, I want to share it. So let me express to y'all, like when people are on myself, when I'm on a spiritual journey, it wasn't always like this. Was I always in tune? I would say yes, since I was a child, but that's due to the programming of life. The first thing we come in when we do is to breathe. A child is just breathing. Then it learns to be in a state of codependency, which is natural, to be codependent on the mother. Okay, now you see how this learning to be human thing works. But it's still also knowing that you're coming into this awareness again that you are, a spirit or a soul having this experience in a way. And see, this is what the world, we're coming into this knowing this is like, it's not just this tangible stuff. So it's not inseparable. It's not separated. We are all things. You have people that believe in, religion. You have people that believe in other dimensions. You have people that believe in, or have this mindset of like, oh, this or this. But does that make them crazy? Isn't it really insane for the whole world to believe one thing, or to believe just certain things to be right? That's the concept of the 6 and the 9. Like if I'm sitting right here, there's a 6, and across from you, there's a 9. You see a 9, but does that in a way makes me wrong? Does it make you right? So it's like, yo, the truth of it all is like everyone here, those that, like, let's say on my journey, yeah, it's like I've been telling myself as I learned about childhood, I was like, man, I was just so innocent. But it was through those moments of what I experienced that gradually, progressed or followed me through my childhood and to my adulthood. So that being said, these are things I'm learning to unlearn, to heal from. Then I'm like relearning, like teaching myself how to walk again, teaching myself how to do these things again. Everyone is not at that same place, people. Okay. But it's like, as soon as you come into this awareness and wanting to do and change, again, that's when everyone is going to have something to say. When you're in this cocoon state and you're going through all these things, then you come out as a butterfly, or you want to come out and express yourself freely to everyone. Everyone is not, they're going to be like, what? He need to send him to a mental society, or whatever you call those things, asylum, or, send them here, or, oh, they're crazy. Just because your mindset and you've renewed yourself and you've been in tune and learned what it is to love on yourself and unlearn those unhealthy habits, and change those cycles of not doing the same thing over and over again. And then you begin to see people that's doing the same thing and see how unhappy they are. See how unsatisfied they are with life. And through that process, you got to know that you're not the only one. So this is the beauty of it all. Man, come on. When you're going through that process and it seems like you're alone and you're sitting through that, that right there, that solitude can become addictive. It can become like, man, it can really drive somebody like up a wall, or make it seem like, man, What am I going to do? But for some, which I had to get through that process of returning to the essence of who I am and loving myself and knowing that I'm whole and not being afraid to walk out in the world again or to be out in a place again, worried about or concerned about if this is going to happen or this is going to happen. Let me express something to you. Life is still going to go on with or without you. Even relationships you have with people, life is still going to go on with or without people being in your life. Death is still going to occur. Change is still going to occur. Energy, things or frequencies and vibrations is going to ever change. That's what the healing in the unveiling of the divine feminine is. You cannot tame energy. You cannot tame people. You cannot tame animals. You cannot tame water. So look how the world has been in this place or this illusion of control. And that's what people are really seeking. If it's anything, if you've been in a land where it's been saying, oh, this is the home of the free and the home of the brave, that's the biggest hypocritical thing that has been portrayed out there. And so when people are letting you know when you're going through your journey and it can seem like you're alone, I always put the L in there, another L, and say all one. You become that you're all one with yourself, source, have that connection to source. And you become all one with yourself and knowing that you're connecting with all. So then when you go out to the world, there's a sense of freedom knowing that I can walk with gratitude that I've gotten through this, with love in my heart. Because I'm telling you, man, you get to that place, like you're learning, you're like, bruh, this is America. This is this. And truthfully, it's like, that's why we have to be aware of what we're consuming. Everyone is not going to all of a sudden turn to this health, oh, I'm going to eat this. Everyone in the hood or certain places or wherever they are and that are living in certain poverty, they don't have access to healthy foods like you do. Everyone at that moment don't have access to money or certain stuff. That's the growth in learning your spiritual, through your spiritual ascension. Is you learning what it is that you feel is a necessity. Or what you feel that is, no longer baggage that you have to carry. And that's mentally, spiritually, physically, all connected. Do I want to continue to carry these burdens of, what happened with this person in this relationship? No. Okay. Whew, I freed myself from that. Okay, do I no longer want to carry this picture or this image or certain things of when I was in this relationship? Why am I still holding on to this? Boom. And it's all these things are connected to from the spirit, from the emotional body, and then then the physical. So we like, you know what? Instead of having that energy of that friction, like, man, when I know what I know what my soul wants now. It's not that people don't want to have fun when they're going through their spirituality, but man, I realize like it can be seen as, oh, this person is a part of some occult. And truthfully, when you learn and research certain things, a lot of stuff what people do, it's considered some type of hidden knowledge. Everybody feels like they got this hidden knowledge. Look how people portray themselves on YouTube and all these things like, look at this video right now or this is how to align your chakras or how to make $1 million overnight, how to manifest. And it's portrayed as like they got this, this I got something right here. Because occult is like hidden knowledge to some people. And when you really research it, but it's so easy for people to, through learning through their human nature, it's so easy for them to judge. Or it's so easy for one to be in this ego mindset of like, oh, let me point my finger to them and then make me seem higher or greater in a sense. So that what's the end goal? Whether people are trying to do magic, or trying to make someone keep them around and anything and make them believe this or all these things. If you look at YouTube, it's called channel, like you channeling something. A lot of this stuff is symbolism. So a lot of stuff people just want, you're giving energy to them, whether it be their channel, whether it be their that's what this world, if you see it, you as you become more aware of your spirituality and what your purpose here, you start to see through the veil of how this is driven by ego, or how is it an ego, meaning like, is it driven by fear? Is this driven by love? So when you put that love out there, you're going to get their response, no matter how many likes you get, no matter how many shares you get, no matter how much these things, that energy and that frequency, once you put it out there, that's what the returning to our essence and learning who we are and doing whatever it is to stay neutral in all of this. So when people come at you, you have to see, it's like, is this his ego? They just want to be acknowledged? Or is this really coming from a place of purity, sincerity? And that's when people want to recycle and come back into your life, because they're going to really see that you came into their life, and the stuff that they realized you wasn't projecting. They took it as, some people are sensitive, very sensitive in an emotional or vulnerable place, because they don't know what it is to face their own insecurities or their own darkness. And so it can seem like a projection, when truly everyone is projecting from whatever experience they've had. Being like relationships, I give you an example, being in connection with someone that has been sexually abused. If someone has experienced this and became to a place where they walk in victory because they had to sit with that, that dark, entity, and learn, like, okay, look, you no longer have a place here. I'm not going to be, no longer fall victim to the fact that, like, okay, this happened to me, and this is my expression of how I'm expressing it or sharing it. This happened to me, but I have to learn, like, how could I cope with this? How could I be at peace with this? So I can know what it is to honor my sexuality, or honor my how I want to identify myself, or honor my sexual energy and my life force. And see, that comes through growth. And with that, then you meet someone, or you come into connections or relations with someone. I've noticed that I was attracting in previous connections those that have experienced similar, or they have experienced, maybe sexual abuse. And then let's say, you go to touch them in a way. Sometimes people can flinch. Sometimes people don't want to be touched, because in a way it can trigger what has happened to them, or it triggers a memory, of what has happened to them. Some women have, I connected with, some women have experienced this, and it led them to, giving themselves up freely to every man, and not knowing what it is to, close their legs and honor, the fact that, like, if I open my legs, or, this is important for me to bring forth life. And see, a lot of us didn't grow up on that. A lot of us were given, this, here goes porn, or we were introduced to certain stuff so young to where it became a programming. We use more of our physical to try to gain acceptance through connections, through relationships. It's not anyone's fault. That's the growth in the spiritual journey, when you realize, like, okay, I learned this through childhood. Where did this come from? That's going to the root. And see, through connections, that's just like someone that was verbally, maybe verbally or physical abuse, and physically abused. I myself had to learn this. There's certain things I was in connections where I would allow one, or I would reciprocate that unhealthy habit of yelling or speaking to someone, knowing that I didn't want to be spoken to that way, or yelling in a way And then learning to, knowing that I have a powerful voice or speak with a tone that's powerful, I had to learn how to, through my own growth within myself, what it is to speak to people, realizing their reflection of me. I'm also speaking to their inner child. Me growing up in that, that verbally abusive, homes, I had to make a transition or decide, okay, I know that I can talk to myself better. I can look in the mirror and say, I love myself, I'm beautiful, I'm whole. I can speak to myself in a more nurturing way. And see, that has come through learning what it is to honor the divine feminine. And I had that mirror back through my mother, the relationships with my aunts, the women that I attracted. And see, I got to this level where I realized, like, yo, no more of this. No more. If I'm gonna honor the divine within me and have self-respect, I'm too going to remove myself, then attract that in a partner or someone else. And no longer where I, have that desire to speak to someone knowing that I don't want to be spoken to the same way. And see, that's through growth, spiritual growth, or through life. And see, that's what, also through physical abuse, seeing people, no one belongs to us. So when we are, taking this anger and frustration and aggression out on people and kids, that somewhere, someone inside, they're battling with something. And sometimes they don't even know, or if they do know, it's like some people actually get an enjoyment out of that. Yes. But it's that over time, even with myself, through like the whoopings and all the spankings and stuff, everyone didn't grow up that way. But I realized, like, through certain relationships and connections, I met people that certain things would be provoked to lead to that. Then somebody got harmed, and then that right there is not healthy for anyone. It's not okay for anyone. Then I had to learn within myself, go within myself, and realize, what is this behavior? What is this driven off of? And then had this been passed down through generations, a lot of this stuff has been passed down through generations. And so when you decide to change that narrative, you have to realize that some people, there's a saying like, look, that's my past. I don't live there no more. Some people still live there. They want you to still live in the past. When you've been through this growth and you face these things, you remove yourself from those people. Because if they want to bring up and bring to light all these things, it's what you give your energy to. Some responses, the best response is no response at all. Or sometimes the best response is through your actions. Showing like, okay, now I can use my gift. Now I can use this trauma as and transmute it into gifts. So now, from people going, you learn to embrace the haters, and now they're just a part of spreading your name and sharing everything just for people to admire your light, and that light will always shine brighter than whatever darkness people want to bring into your life. And eventually those same ones, that it will help them turn to the light. So a lot of what we are experiencing here is that everyone is on different levels or different places in their life. And they can be a guiding light for this person. I can be a guiding light for this person. And so truthfully, it's like your peace and what you experience is more vital than just to be focused on what this person has to say or what this person has to say. Whatever they're talking about, they're doing you due diligence. They're spreading your name. And then whoever chooses to believe whatever it is and know nothing about who you are, who's the fool? Because you know what your connection is to source. You know what you've experienced as a woman, as a man, as a being of light. You know what it is to accept your darkness. No one else knows what that is. Then you attract what you are. You attract those that are like-minded, or that are, guided from the soul, from love. And had not you experienced, it may sound crazy to some, but had you not experienced, these certain traumatic experiences in your life and then be where you are, that's where we give gratitude to source, to the creator. Because it's the lessons. You never took any losses. That's how I never took any losses. Only L's I take when I'm playing basketball, anything. What's the lesson in that? What's the lesson in that? I always win. I'm always 20 steps ahead. That's how I look at it. And now it's like, now what can you do with this knowledge that you've obtained? Then when you apply it, that's the wisdom. Then when we come together in communion, we move forward when we are able to come to an understanding or comprehend, like, okay, even if it took, for some people, if you want to look at it like on time, a year, months, or whatever, who am I to judge people for how long it really has taken them to get this awareness and growth? Does that mean you have to wait on anyone? No. We know that time waits for no one. Because some people can be here, then boom, you never know. So love, truthfully, love doesn't have a time limit or have a time span. Love just is. Everything is just right now. Everything is happening right now. Even when we're in this place right now, everything is happening. That's the beauty of growth. It's knowing that some things we do is truly timeless. Art, creating something, going and sit with ourselves. A lot of that stuff you can't stop putting a time constraint on your greatness. There is no time constraint on what your greatness here. To the mothers, like you have some of you bring forth life. Then you had to get to the awareness of like why certain relationships didn't happen. Because you learned that you had that. One day you woke up, you was like, no more. To fathers, same with you. With marriages, a lot of people are going through, they're realizing their relationship with yourself is vital. And so when you meet someone, you realize like, now let's can we just have fun? Can we go make memories? Can we enjoy each other on this experience? Can we talk about what we've been through? Does that matter? It may not matter to you, but can we now communicate these things? Can we grow from this? How can we grow from this? How can we learn from all of these things? What have we learned? And most importantly, we always bring it back to ourselves. That's where the accountability starts. Your growth will show you that when you want to reconnect or rekindle things or come and connect with people, you will be able to sit and observe and completely learn and completely listen to what they're saying. And it'll show you everything without judgment. Just completely listen. Because when you are with yourself, you have to completely listen to, surrender to every emotion, to every feeling, to every thought, all those things. And so it teaches us the growth within ourselves that's always changing and evolving. And knowing that nothing here can be tamed. So that's the shift that the world is going through. Some people want to stay stagnant and really believe and have this concept that this is just going to be what their life is going to be for the rest of their life here, for the rest of their lifetime. Some people know. Spirituality shows you that everything is always ever changing. This is the awareness. Just like a woman's body. The beautiful thing about anatomy, as you see, like some of my art that I have, it's like it tells you, it shows you the inside, knowing that look how great and beautiful the body is, anatomy of the body. How the blood, like the heart pumps, I believe it's like under 60 seconds, it goes around the whole body. Like goes through the whole body. How we our intuition is like, okay, not only our gut, but our heart, our mind, all these things are connected to create what? The whole human body. how we have electromagnetic, electrotransmitters, you know, shock, like, that's why, you know, how you do certain things, you touch something, you're shocked, because you're energy. Not just flesh and blood, you're energy. We are many things. So when we come in contact with people, you're attracting, like, this is energy, you're attracting people. So that's another thing, when we're connecting with people, you have to know you are very powerful. Not what man has told you, oh, you just flesh and blood, it's so, it's sickening. It's really disgusting how this world have portrayed itself, like, to see women in just this, oh, you just a vessel to bring forth. They don't even see women like that no more. That's a child. He got to do this, she got to do this. Y'all don't have no control over nothing. This is a woman, this whole concept of how y'all view men and women, it's devaluing, it's disgusting in the eyes of the Creator. It's disgusting. It's despicable. And see, this is why the judgment is here, because people, you want the Creator to have mercy on you, and we don't even see the fact of, like, yo, your connections is bringing you either can turn to the Creator, to the Most High, you can turn to Him, or you can turn away. And truthfully, a lot of what people are going to do is going to send them to their own destruction there. It's going to lead to their own self-destruction. But it's just no longer. And see, I'm not the only one that want to live in a world like that. When people, they look at them, they can't even look at themselves in the mirror. I don't fuck with people, mess with people that don't look and know what it is to look in the mirror. Because once you look in that mirror and then you go outside those doors, how are they any different than you or anybody else? Whether they have one limb, whether they have one leg, or anything. Because the world has taught y'all that. Man has taught y'all to hate each other. That's what the division is happening right now. The world is being divided between people who truly have genuine love in their heart. Source of love. Not that love y'all been taught. That's not love at all. And now people are seeing that, being self-reflecting their realities. That's not love at all. That spiritual growth happening within, you can't put a value on that. Man can't put a value on that. It's something that man cannot even comprehend. It's something some people they're never going to comprehend. They're never going to get it here. Because they're driven just off, worldly things. Until now you see the shift where people are building, bridging. The world is ascending. And this is what these connections are teaching us about. This is what we know when we are aware now, coming into our knowing and purpose and calling, what you're here to do. Then you learn not to become attached to this stuff, like no one belongs to you, nothing or no one. There is no U-Haul behind no hearse. So let go of trying to glorify the fact that people need to be in your life. People need to do what you want them to do. See, that's the illusion. That's why a lot of these structures, these so-called structures people are dependent on, falling apart. They don't want to, this illusion of giving the control to certain people, when they know that it's the power of the people that have given them this stage or this platform. How you gonna forget about the people? How you gonna forget about the mothers that bring life into this world? How you gonna women? How you gonna forget about the men that you had, as much as you didn't like that man after you had that baby or whatever it was, you still had to connect with him. Same with men. As much as you don't like whatever it is about this woman, it's still the fact that you came together with her. And at that time, you loved the feeling just like she may have loved the feeling. However it happens, it still is a lesson in all of it. Whether you want to receive it or not. Some people just going to take a lot of stuff to their grave. Hey, that's on you. And you may reincarnate. Get some water. Ooh, that's funny. But I ain't coming back. See, people I'm telling you, the thing about this, You learn that these connections are showing you a part of what you're here to do. That's the beauty of all of this. You're gonna sound crazy to people because they don't have no connection. You no longer have to talk to them. This ain't for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody. That's what Spirit telling me. Everything ain't for everybody. But there are mothers that want to live in harmony and peace with their kids. Whether it be with the children's spot, that don't even matter no more. People want to come together and live and travel and create memories, because if anything that the whole world has experienced through this whole pandemic or whatever shift is that death, no matter how much money you have, no matter what you're going through, you know, death or anything is still going to happen to everyone. So it don't matter. All this stuff that people have, they're learning like, man, if I don't live now, then what? What's that song? Everybody dies, but not everyone lives. Some of us know what it is to live while we're here. You came to live a life of abundance and prosperity. It's when you change your mindset to decide that and start realizing you no longer have to live in the dark. You are your light in your darkness. So when people come with shit that has happened in the dark, or they can't shame you. There's nothing to be ashamed for anymore. It's like, yeah, okay, that happened, and what? So what? Who are you? And that shit, you just... And then there's men too. I keep sharing this with y'all. They're just gonna want to come together with people and be like, you know what? This is what it is. This is what it. And you're gonna be able to just meet and make a truce or come to some type of, you know, maybe agreement, whatever. But do it. Have patience and learn to remember why you went through your experience and what it is you're here to do. Again, people that know have been on your spiritual journey, look, you know, if anything, patience has taught you everything. And a lot of us really want to just be with ourselves. It's not to say we don't want to have experience with other people, but man, when you're going through that ascension, you're very careful and cautious. Nothing to fear because you're in that vibrational love, but you're very just aware now of your legacy and what you want to create with someone. You know, you want to have fun and doing it, but it's at the same time like, okay, what are we building? And knowing, okay, what are we building towards? Truthfully, some of y'all need to know this. Get away from these men and women that do not, and this is my, no, just let it out. If you know people are not just building on something or trying to build on a legacy, they just want to come to you for, you know, whatever it is that you know that it's not really, and then the fact that it's benefiting you, but you're seeing how the world is changing now. A lot of what people have built stuff on is on the backs of other people or a false narrative. This is why you see all these breakups and stuff happening and stuff that was never built upon love. It was never built upon a solid foundation. But that doesn't mean people can't try again, but it's what are people really bringing to a table or offering? You know, and truthfully, I'm share this with a lot of women. When a man is coming and he's offering his love or he has this emotional support, he's not going to always come with money, because now the tables are turned. People are going to rise into places. And now, how is it going to feel when you have to come and you can't just offer what's between your legs anymore? See, that's how the world has changed, because it's been driven off that. Just lust and stuff that really, then when they put their energy out there, and then you make a baby and then you realize like that wasn't your purpose. But truthfully, that's the energy you put out. So when you get it back, that's just how the universe works. Where's the accountability now? And see, this is what the world and women and people, that's why y'all need to, I'm holding y'all accountable just like I hold myself accountable. I knew what I was out there doing. I know I never once been like, no, No, I knew. But now y'all can't. No one can run from their responsibilities. What? That's the accountability. Is knowing what you're responsible of. Run to that shit. If you know what you've experienced now, run to it and then see. Okay, is this resonating with me? See, that's what you learn when you've been in solitude as women and men, or whatever your age is. Because some of these kids, they're already at this awareness. Some of them they already know what they're here to do. But it's like, okay, or what you're doing is driven off ego, or is it really, setting something up for the future foundations of the world, future generations? Because now the tables have turned. Now you're gonna really see, like, okay, that's that shit I was telling y'all about, how people that considered, you call them ugly or you call them all these things and weird. That's gonna be acknowledged now. The weirdness of people, because that's spirituality in the sense it's liberating. It's free. You're just being who you are, because that's just who you are in a way. It's like expressing yourself. And then it's what else? I talk about you with the arts, the music, and the writings. All these things are connected. These are gifts that are given to you. See, what has happened is that some people now, they have abused their gifts, or they have misused them. Not for the betterment of humanity, but they've used their magic and whatever they wanted to do. They used it to make it seem like they're higher. Now, WAP. The Most High, like, let me let y'all know what it really is happening over here. Now I'm bringing people in that's going to show y'all. I'm going to connect people, divine connections, or, bring people in that have done the inner work and face their shadow and are willing to surrender to this divine order and to rise up a new nation of people, or a new being of people, or a new empire. Because anything before that, they've destroyed it. And what I mean by they're people that were just driven off ego. And their ego destroyed everything. But when you create and come from a place of love, that's why I don't worry how money or certain stuff gonna come. When you create from love and certain things, that energy will always echo out. And it return in divine timing, in divine order. Not on, stuff that's, oh, let me get this quick, or ego, or let me just, no. It doesn't happen that way. So, again, imagination is power. Your gifts and what you've been given, you know what your gifts are. Use it for the betterment of humanity, because the world needs it right now. It's vulnerable and in a dark place some people are. They need that empowerment. They need that love. They need your light is needed in these moments. So, like I said, it can go from one view to 100 million views overnight, or 100 billion views. What? I say, so it is. And see, that's what we're getting away from, that attention to just certain things, like, oh, no. Come on, man. Y'all better see through this, man. Y'all don't know who these people are behind these platforms. When I give my shit authentic, I know that's what's gonna come back to me. Because that's the energy I'm putting out there. I ain't ashamed. What? You notice when you speak your truth, people say, oh, you're gonna get in trouble, or you're gonna... Because that's shit y'all learn in childhood. Oh, you gonna get in trouble? Ooh, you said that? Ooh. Yeah, because like Bernie Mac say, rest in power. He said, see, I say the shit you afraid to say. Y'all need to take accountability for yourself. Everybody. That's the only way things are going to change. And when it's not, you got to expect the unexpected, or disaster, or chaos, when these people are up here on these certain platforms, call themselves leaders, and there's no accountability. There's no accountability in our homes, and if the women This is why I always speak on the divine feminine and the women, because we're all connected. And the more you try to disconnect or separate yourself from men, the more disconnected you are with your femininity and masculinity. Because you disconnect. We are a reflection of you. If you research and learn that the man's body is that of every cell is that of a woman's womb. We're not disconnected. You may physically, but spiritually, we are all connected. We are like the guiding light, and you are like our moon. The moon has its own energy. Everything happens within a woman. It's not a period, it's cycles. Your cycles are guided by the moon. See, these are things spirituality teaches you, is learning about to be more in tune with yourself, how everything that happens is cycles, as above, so below. Deeper knowledge. This that occult shit that people like, oh, what are they talking about? No, you're here to liberate yourself and know that you come from something powerful. How you can, how a man comes together, and y'all bring life into this world. You bring a soul. You bring a star, a soul into this world. How could a man, human being tell you who you are? How? Even with our men, nobody can, come on now. When you have that connection, how can somebody come and tell me, if it's not a woman that's led by spirit, or know what it is to surrender? You'll know what it is when someone has surrendered to their divine feminine. Because how she speaks and how she carries herself. Same thing with a man. See, men, and see, this learning through connections and relationship. Our masculine, again, we have been so far off in the feminine aspect because a lot of our men grew up in homes with a lot of mothers. And when I mean mothers, like a lot of women trying to tell them what to do, how to do. Oh, you got to go out here and work. If a man don't provide, a man don't do it. Yeah, but it's not in a working sense how y'all see it. 9 to 5 will do this and do that. But it's also is that woman in the same. A lot of our men didn't grow up in homes where there was peace. There wasn't peace in the home. So I had to learn that as soon as I met someone, through all the agonizing and all the relationships I was in, you always come into, and it's so beautiful how the Most High and Creator works. It's like they're one and the same. I'll just say it how I say it. But you come in connection with someone where it's this instant, just you can't. It's something that cannot be denied. And it's like, wow. It's like they're saying, like, they bring this moon. I say it's like they bring the moon to you, and you bring them the sun. This is what this whole twin flame, twin placenta, this whole twin ray stuff that the Creator speaks about. Is that there's this connection you're gonna have with someone, and sometimes a lot of people were sent here. Some moments is that this is what people are speaking about, these unions that's coming. It's because you had to go through your inner work, your soul's journey, to get to that place where the moon and sun they become one. See what I'm saying? And when I'm speaking about the light and the darkness, the yin and the yang. So, because the moon represents the darkness of everything, the cycles. But it still illuminates. It still has its own energy. The light, the sun represents everything that cannot be hidden. It shines lights on everything. So when they come together, and you notice, like, they call it a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse. These are things, again, that cannot be hidden, but when they come together, you're still able to see both of them. And see, this is what's happening internally with a lot of us. We're coming into union. This is the thing, what man has shown y'all what marriage is. Marriage first should be with yourself. But when Spirit speaks of a union, you and I, but really means uni, means one. When you come in union with yourself, Then you meet someone, again, you come into that oneness with self, and then you're gonna attract that. See, man has shown people, oh, marriage is, that's my other half. Half of what? It's no way someone's gonna give you everything or half of anything. I don't want no half of no sandwich. I don't want half of anything when I know that I am whole. I am whole within myself. I don't even be wanting half of no piece of candy or anything. No, stop playing with me, bro. You playing with mine. That's like a little kid. You be like, you know what I'm saying? It's a cone. But I be like, And then you be like, break it in half. You never really gonna get half of anything. No. The creator source is not gonna give you half of nothing. Because they know that you came here as a soul that is whole. That's the awareness we're coming into. And see, this is what these unions are coming together about. It's going to show the world that the inner work and the things that you face, the generational curses that you have released, the darkness that you have faced within your families, they're going to be divine connections and unions that come together. And see, you'll know that marriage, that what man has taught y'all, a piece of paper. Like, come on, man. A piece of paper, though, and then you're signing, that's a contract. You're signing these things over, and then we're seeing, and there have been people, you know, that, I know some elders now that's been married, you know, you can see the love. Now, again, there's polarity. You can see the love. Some people have this and some people have this, but you can see the love and what really people have. Some people go get what they call a eloped or whatever, and they just go. And they've been, you know, some people got married young. And some people just satisfied with this person because some people know that they don't even want to see nobody else. They've been married to this person 30, 40, 50, 60 years. I'm like, whoa, how'd you do that one? But anywho, but a lot of us are seeing like the false narrative in that stuff. It's being portrayed on the TV screen, or it's being portrayed like, and then you're seeing people walking away with millions and all this, because it's about, Spirit is showing y'all, or showing some of us, it's not everyone, you seeing the false narrative or how it's driven by, you know, material stuff, when the value of that marriage was never really love. And then you got all this back and forth, and who get the leads with this, who get, let me tell you something, nobody belongs to me. Nothing belongs to me. So if you want to go and have all this, I got my peace. I got my sanity. Some people just want to leave with that. I be like, this, if you want all the money, go on ahead, because like for real, like it ain't even worth that. And that's why you see a lot of people walking away from this stuff now. But that union is something that, again, happens spiritually in your soul. You're like, you know what? I've accepted my darkness. That's the moon aspect. Because I had to go through those cycles. Then the sun represents the light aspect. You know, I had to, what I'm experiencing now, the physical, you know, the light, shining the light on the things that I wanted to hide. So this is when we meet people. Sometimes people are here to, you know, what's meant to be. They say you go, this happens, and when it's for you, it returns. Knowing that there really was no time away. Y'all better say, about to get emotional. Knowing that there really was no time apart. Because love is timeless, man. That's all I want to say. Oh, whew, I really do feel this. Y'all can, if you know that, you can feel this in your heart. But that's the thing that's timeless, is that no matter the distance, no matter how far someone goes, no matter who they with or whatever they going through, there's a love, a divine love, or there's what I call, Spirit calls love strings. And then you have these that's always connected. You know, and see, we got to acknowledge this within ourselves first. There's a connection to source that will never, there's nothing that ever want. You have to have that connection with the creator that is never immovable, never can be broken. And see, once you have that, then you come to the self-realization that no one can break my heart. they really came into my life to show me what it is to love me more. No one could hurt me because I had to allow them. And even when I feel like they're hurting me, they're really hurting themselves. No one could destroy me because I realize that this body will fade away, but the love I have is infinite. So some of us know that when what we've experienced, some of us truly just want to be to ourselves because we have a love that's unmeasurable. You live in a world that everyone don't know what that is. Some of our hearts are bigger than ourselves. And some people really go to that extent to where if there is some type of, they don't know what it is. I can see why some people don't know what it is to feel like they cannot live without someone, especially in this physical. I'm like, man. So some people have made that vow, but it's deeper than that in a spiritual aspect. Some people are coming to the awareness that they're supposed to just be with themselves. Some women and men are coming to that awareness like they just want to create children or, have a celebration. We call it, you can have a celebration. It doesn't have to be traditional like what you see some marriages. You can celebrate, you can celebrate however you want to. Celebrating life is when the sun, when the darkness gives birth to the light, every rising. That's a celebration when, until it's how you choose to live life. I learned through a beautiful soul that in order, when we forgive and let go, it's like, do you really see that person in a new light? When they arrive, be with people that when they see you, their eyes light up like, oh, because that right there, you'll see the light within them. And they'll remind you of the light within yourself. Everyone's not like that, and there's no judgment, but it's just showing you like the Creator art. He shows his light within some people. Some people just, whomever they just want to be, they want to stay in the dark. And but don't ever dim your light for them. And just know that, remember that you come into that union with yourself, you realize that it doesn't matter who come. Enjoy the experience, embrace the experience, and know that love is truly timeless. Peace and blessings. Shalom.